Hey, podcaster, fun one tonight, as always. We asked on 13 24 10. Can I start again?
No. As we know,
I inhaled my own spit.
We only do one take for the
Isn't
podcast.
that convenient? When Ben stuffs up,
I don't stuff
start
up.
again.
Yet to see it.
Tonight we did ask on 13 24 10. They did what? And you're still together. We got some amazing calls for that. Plus, we also asked the worst thing that your teenager has done. And we got a Christmas tree update from Liam.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You ready?
stop what you're doing and listen.
Live across Australia. Higgins Radio. This is Ben, Liam, and Bell on Nova.
Oh, I've been waiting a long time for this, Liam Bell. I don't know about you, but it's finally here. Not Christmas, not Easter, it's laptop week.
A laptop week, guys. What does that mean? It means we've got a laptop to give away every single night this week.
And not just any laptop, Liam. This is a Snapdragon-powered laptop. This thing's worth $2,400, all thanks to Harvey Norman.
Yeah, Snapdragon. They're actually the major shirt sponsor for Manchester United. Terrible team, great laptop.
Bell, if I want to win a laptop a night, how do I do it?
13 24 10. You just give us a buzz for anything we're doing on the show every night this week, and our favourite caller at the end of the night will be walking away with a laptop.
The Ben, Liam and Bell podcast.
13 24 10. They did what? And you're still together. NRL star Millie Elliott has revealed that her and her now husband, back in the day, when they first started dating, just 2 weeks into dating, they went out, they got dinner together, and she got food poisoning. She stayed over at his house that night, not knowing she was sick. And then throughout that night, 3 times, she, how do I put this, soiled the bed.
Okay.
Like a number one?
No. A number 3? No, number 2. I don't know.
What's number 3?
I don't know. Vomiting? No, she, number 2, 3 times in that bed. And they are still together to this day. They're actually expecting their first child together, which is sweet.
Well, if you can get through that, you can get through anything. And that's the thing, like, obviously once the bed has been soiled, put the spare sheets on, no stress. You do it a second time, that's okay. That's why we have backup spare sheets. Third time, we're sleeping on the floor now, okay? Because you just keep doing yourself, okay? Why don't you just go have a shower and maybe you can sleep in there?
Well, that's the thing. If you were seeing someone, it was 2 weeks into seeing them, and they did that, surely you'd be like, I don't know if I want this for the rest of my life.
It's not quite that, but on my first date with my wife, Sarah, I remember it was like I had lost my hearing from a music festival. It's kind of weird, but like I had this really bad ear infection on my left side, and I was actually staying with my parents, and my mum was like, "Oh, just put this like medicine stuff in, like squirts it in, clears it up." And then so it was like all this like gooey like medication that like went into my ear, like syringed it in, and then it just felt like I was like, you know, when sometimes you're underwater and you get water stuck in your ears, and like so I had that, and it was just like it made it even worse if anything. So I was driving, like picked her up, couldn't even sort of hear her talking to me, and then like we're halfway to the restaurant, and I heard like this little like pop sound, and then all this medicine and brown wax started like dripping out of my ear canal. And I was like, oh my God, I could feel it running down my neck, and I was like trying to like wipe it away.
Goo.
Ear goo.
And you are now married.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
incredible.
I know.
13 24 10. They did what? And you're still together. Anon in Melbourne. Tell us what they did.
Hi, guys. So on our first date with my boyfriend, we both got a little bit tipsy. And then while we were getting intimate, he looked me in the eye and told me he loved me.
Aww.
That's a bit strong, isn't it? It's a bit full on.
And what did you do?
I tried to clarify. I was like, sorry, what? You love me? And then he clarified, oh, I meant to say I love this.
Yeah, the classic backup.
Yeah,
Oh, but that's sweet.
I bet he did.
Anon, thank you very much. And guess what? You're now in the draw to win that $2,000+ Snapdragon laptop.
Oh, sweet. Thank you so much.
No worries. 13 24 10. They did what? And you're still together?
Rebecca in Sydney, what happened?
Hi, how you going?
Good.
We were in Thailand and I got sick from the food or from the drink or from something. Sore belly. We were laying on the lounge in the apartment and I vomited on him.
Oh, it's better than the other
That
end, I
was
suppose.
so gross.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hopefully all these stories aren't, though, just like things coming out of people.
Yeah.
It feels like it might be at this stage.
Well, that's the thing. We kicked off because NRL star Millie Elliott, she did say that she shat the bed 3 times.
Yep.
In the first 2 weeks of dating her now husband. So we've had that. We've had a bit of vomit. Blair in Melbourne, good evening. You did what? And you're still together?
I hit my wife with my car.
Whoa.
Oh, that's not good.
How did that happen?
So we were trying to pull some yucca trees out of her garden.
Yeah.
And I kind of wanted to be the heroic male figure, and I can help you with that. And we were hooking a chain up to a tree, and we got it out. But as I was reversing, the car kind of took off a bit too fast and went straight into her and the house.
And was she okay?
So thankfully I didn't know at the time when I was in the car, so jumped out quickly and she was kind of flung towards the front door.
Yep.
And pretty much just only collected her hand more so than half her bedroom.
Okay, good. That sounds bad. Like when you say you
so
hit
bad.
her and the house, it sounded like a lot.
And even when you were talking, it just sounds like if you were in court and you're like, we were pulling out yucca trees, and I came out. Even from the start, it's like, what?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Jenny, good evening. They did what? And you're still together?
He went to jail.
Okay. Yep. So like after you were sort of together.
No, it was like our 3rd date, and we went to a nightclub, and he had too many drinks. And I went home early and got a call in the morning, and apparently he was in a cell because he had too many drinks and got picked up by the cops.
Just for the night, though.
Yeah, just for the night.
Oh,
That's
right.
okay.
Yeah. Because it was like he had too many drinks and he ended up in prison. I'm like, what did this man do?
Then did they call you to come get him?
I wasn't going to go get him, so my mum went and got him.
Oh, dude. Oh, shame.
And are you still together with this person?
30 years.
Wow.
Mum, can you go pick up my new boyfriend from the police station?
Oh.
The boy who lived, come to die. I think I'll leave the impressions to Liam.
If you share to us what happened over your weekend in 3 words or less and we pick your story, you win.
Last week it was Cabana bird attack or something like that.
Yeah.
It's a pretty good story. So let's find out what we've got this week. 3 words or less. Melissa in Melbourne. What's your story?
Evacuated shopping centre.
Oh, Melissa. Oh, well, we know. Okay.
Well, here's the thing. We can't ask any
Scary.
follow-up questions
Yeah.
until we buy your story. I think we obviously know what that one is.
Yeah, it could have been a different evacuation.
yeah.
Could have been in Melbourne at a shopping centre. Tanya in Sydney. What's yours?
Zen float vomit.
Oh,
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it's one of those ones, though, where Zen float vomit. I feel like I know your story without having to ask any more questions.
And I am curious about someone who was in the shopping centre yesterday. If
If
that
it was the one.
that.
Yeah. Gina joins us now. What's your story?
My story is dancing, night, drinks.
That
Doesn't-
seems like a very generic Friday, Saturday night, you know.
Doesn't pull me in.
I don't know.
She,
I
she could
think
have a twist. We don't know.
I reckon Melissa.
I think so, too.
I mean,
Yeah.
is this a Northland thing that we saw in the news?
Stories. Yeah.
Oh man, you were there?
Yeah, I was at work that day. Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, so you work in the shopping centre? Where do you work?
I work in a jewelry store.
Oh god. So run us through the whole day. I mean, I don't think anyone was actually hurt in the end. It was like 2 gangs or something like that. Is that right?
Yeah, I think they're saying about a group of 10 people, 2 different gangs, machetes. I don't know. It was just an afternoon. There was no one in our store at the time, and then we're just standing there having a little bit of a chat because one of the staff members was about to leave, and all of a sudden people just started running, and we're so confused. So we're just like, what is going on? Just running everywhere, like from the Myers end up to the other end, and then so we just. No sirens, no nothing letting us know what was going on. So we just pulled our store sign in and just shut the door, turned the lights off, and got to the back of the.
And how long were you actually in there for, Melissa?
Probably about half an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
wow.
and how are you getting updates? Is there like someone on the intercom saying like it's safe, like the police are here now, it's all under control?
They weren't saying anything. I mean, there's a lot of police around the centre. We've seen the cleaners and the security guard just running around telling people to get out of the centre or get in the shop and shut the door.
Mm.
Yeah, so it's just...
Yeah, I mean, I'd say you probably... I'm not speaking from experience here, but you may have done the right thing, like staying in and shutting the door, then risking going out. But I'm glad that you and your colleagues are all safe, Melissa. What a story.
Yeah.
And thank you for sharing.
No worries.
Well, Mel, we have bought your story. You have a chat to the producers off there and they'll give you your money.
Okay, cool.
No worries. I don't know how much we give them, so I didn't want to say the exact amount.
Is our budget shrunk?
I don't know. I think it's 100, but it might
Mel.
be less.
You've got $13.60. Appreciate that. Yep.
Look over there. It's a bird. It's a plane. It's a Balrog. Oh, no, it's just Ben Lehman Bell.
Hey, 13 24 10, give us a buzz. What's the worst thing your teenager has done? If you have a story, maybe you are the teenager and you just remember back to that thing that got you in massive trouble. There's a teen in Adelaide. I believe it was him and 3 of his mates. I think there was 4 of them in total who were like the ones that did it. But they booked out an Airbnb as a family of 4 and then just had a massive party.
Huge
50
party.
people rocked up. I thought that it was going to be like beer cans, but it was like proper destruction. Smashed the doors off the hinges, big holes in the wall. I think from the video, there's like a proper big fish tank that's been smashed apart.
Smashed? What happened to the fish?
I don't know, mate.
Oh,
I don't think you want to know.
I think they were drunk.
That's awful.
Someone drunk the fish.
Oh, maybe.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. It feels well. I mean, if you're smashing fish tanks and you're crazy enough to smash a hole in
What
drywalls,
party have you been to?
it just feels like they might have. I feel like someone at some point may have put a goldfish in one of those beer bongs.
Yep.
That's where your head goes. Okay.
We
I don't know. I don't know. I wasn't at the party.
I don't think
It sounds pretty radical, to be fair. But like, obviously,
awful.
it's bad, and they shouldn't have done that. And yeah, but like, I'm sure if you were a teenager at that party, you'd be going, "This is the best thing ever."
Yeah.
Obviously, there's a lot of repercussions there, though.
My brother got brought home in a cop car, and I remember as a young kid, I was like, "Oh, this is so exciting!" I was like, "What did he do? This is awesome."
Did you drink a fish or something? Or?
No, he didn't drink
Okay.
a fish.
I know these crazy teens. They like drinking fish.
I think him and his mates were playing with firecrackers.
Yeah, that's
Right,
pretty
and
bad.
they got total
still.
fireman sort of.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Not good.
Well, that's the thing. We would love, like, the mum of this teen stepped in and made him go back and, like, apologise to the
Cough the
homeowners
fish
and
up.
everything. Stop, Liam.
I'm really pushing this narrative.
Yeah, I can see. But so the mum stepped in and, made him go back and apologise and help fix it.
Yes, and the mum's
So-
being praised.
Yeah, so we would love to hear from you if you're like that mum tonight, 13 24 10, and you have a teen, maybe you're embarrassed by them or ashamed of them. Jerry in Brisbane, good evening. What did you do as a teen?
Yeah, look, I wasn't proud of it, but as a teenager trying to get myself out of high school, I stole 2 laptops out of the drama staff room.
Oh, I hope they weren't Snapdragons. They're some of the finest laptops they have on the market. Thanks to our friends at Harvey Norman. We're actually giving away one in about an hour and every night this week.
Oh, no, they weren't anything that fancy. I can tell you that.
Yes, no, I wouldn't
Standalone
have
thing.
thought. Yeah.
So, Jerry, did you get caught? What happened?
So I got out of there, and later on that same day, my grandmother had noticed that I'd done that, and she'd actually reported me to the cops.
Whoa.
Wow.
Was the plan to sell them to get money, or what was the plan?
No, I had actually had intentions of bringing them back. It was more so that I could get myself expelled because it was of school leaving age, and they wouldn't let me leave. So I was like, this would be a quick way.
And
Gotcha.
Nana fell right into the exact spot you wanted her. She played her part perfectly.
Emma in Melbourne, good evening. Now, what did your brother do as a teen?
Okay, we lived in a small country town up in the Dandenong Ranges, and there'd run one road in, one road out, and him and his mate went and got the milk delivery from the only supermarket in town and laid all the milk across the road. So at 3 a.m, when the cars started coming through at about 5, 6 o'clock, there was a hell of a mess.
That's pretty
it.
funny.
You got to make your own fun in the country, don't you?
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and hopefully it wasn't glass bottles that the milk was in, though, and everyone's driving over shattered glass.
That'd be
But-
all right, though. Like, it wouldn't pop the car tyres.
Doesn't it?
No, glass wouldn't.
And it's also like if you get in trouble, you're like, oh, no use crying over it. There's always that good sledge as well. And even the police or whoever is at your doors, actually, that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
We'll let you off this time. Jason in Brizzy, this was also your brother. What did they do? What was the punishment?
So this was when we were both young. My mom is a federal judge back in the U.S., and my brother, he was just a little bit of a little twat back then, and he would bully me constantly. And to stop him, my mom basically put him in lockdown for 24 hours at the courthouse.
Oh. Hang on. So she put your brother in lockdown at the courthouse?
Yeah, basically in jail for 24 hours.
Yeah, wow, that'll happen.
Seems like an abuse of power.
Yeah.
How did your brother go with being in prison?
Oh, it changed him for about a month.
Yeah,
Sure.
he went back to his ways.
He obviously had all those tattoos and stuff after the 24 hours as well.
He came out in a gang.
Yeah, he's actually a very violent criminal now.
It's the Liam, Ben and Bell podcast. Liam owes me $50 for saying that. Oi, stop gooning. The next bit's about to start.
Ben Lehman Bell here on Nova across Australia, and a forensic pathologist called Dr. Death has revealed the worst animals to be killed by. Now, Lehman Bell, I could tell you what they are, or we could find out Family Feud style. So I've got 5 answers on my board. Let's see how many you can get.
So it's worst ways. So obviously,
worst animals.
Worst animals. Yeah, and your head goes to shark, but I think that's what most people would say. But they don't know because they're not a scientist.
Up to you if you want to have a shot.
Let's go cassowary off the top.
No cassowary.
That'd be bad though.
Big bird attack. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would 100% say being the death roll by the crocodile. What?
No crocodile.
Yeah, so that's quick. You're thinking.
Oh no, it's not quick.
I think they'll. But you know what I mean. They're made for killing. You got to think more the worst way, because you know what I mean. If I had the chance to be killed by a crocodile, which is that's what it's sort of bred for, or a giant bird pecking me to death.
What I would say, Liam, is don't overthink it the way you are.
I think he is.
I'm just going to go one more on my train of thought. Capybara.
What
I will be changing tack from now on.
What is that?
Capybara, like a big rat.
Yeah, like a big rat.
Never heard of it.
I think you basically did say one at the start if you wanted to lock that one in.
Shark?
Give me shark. Shark's on there.
See, that's obvious.
I would say being constricted by a boa constrictor.
But there is snake. You got 3
falls
more.
Into the snake bracket, I suppose.
100% hippo. What the hell?
No hippo.
Bald eagle.
Stop being in the bird.
No, but could you imagine that?
I'm going to say it. Stingray.
Come on.
Come on. It's still too soon, but box jellyfish. Sheesh,
These are good guesses, but they're not correct.
I would say
spider.
Oh.
Japanese macaque.
Lion King style trampled.
Lion. Tiger. This is hard. How many? We need 2 more?
You've got 2. You need 3 more.
Oh my
wow.
God.
Did you want the answers?
No.
Just give me an area. Does it have wings?
One of them does have wings, yes.
Bats. Mosquitoes. Sheesh kebab.
One has wings and can kill you? A group of chickens?
Oh. He was actually a rooster. He once saw a rooster peck out someone's varicose veins and they bled out.
Do you know, this is actually really bad. I grew up with chickens. My mum has varicose veins. They did often peck at her legs.
Yeah.
And her freckles on
She's
her
lucky
legs.
she got out of there alive.
Oh my God. That is so true.
Just an exploding varicose vein from a rooster pecking it.
2 more, if you'd like me to put you out of your misery.
Yes, please.
The common house cat.
Yeah.
It's super common for people to get scratches from cats and they just bleed out at home.
I'd be fine with that.
Okay, very morbid. The last one, this one you would have never got. This is a true one from Australia. A man died by a mackerel. You know, the small fish.
See, I think I was on the right track. Capybara, cassowary, mackerel would have been my next, but then you made me change tack.
Apparently, he die?
He was swimming to look at sharks and a school of mackerel hit him in his side.
loaded his rib cage?
Don't know if it exploded it, but it was enough to
So not just one,
to
it was
kill the man.
a school of fish.
I
is
believe
the way to die.
I believe they're quite small
Wow.
fish,
Which is that fun, 100 mackerel versus one man. It's went viral recently, I think.
Big debate, yeah.
That bit was Baby Gronk approved.
The forbidden folder.
13-24-10. What happened after a few too many? Just a big night, got a little out of control, drank a bit too much, did something that you weren't too proud of. 13-24-10 is the number. Bit of a worry. A tourist had too many beers in Vietnam, snuck into a UNESCO World Heritage Site, sat on this ancient Vietnamese throne, snapped the armrest off it.
Oh.
What?
National treasure from the Nguyen dynasty. So 1802 to 1945.
Wow.
Yeah, they have like a rope around it and stuff. It was all like locked up and like broke in, ducked under the rope, and just sat on the chair and snapped it.
That's like real intrusive thought, but he's had a few drinks and he's just thought, why not? Was it made of like old wood or stone? Like, is he just sat on it?
Yeah, old wood. Yeah, it's not like made of swords like in Game of Thrones or something like that. That'd be harder to snap. Lana in Sydney, what happened after a few too many?
Yeah, so we used to be notorious back in the day. We'd get to have a few drinks and go out and steal some signage from the streets.
Classic.
And
yeah,
one morning we woke up and we had someone's mailbox in the room.
With mail inside?
Yes.
Oh,
wow.
What did you pick up? Any like birthday cards or anything? Or
It was just junk mail, I think, to my memory, but it was a whole mailbox, like completely pulled out of the ground.
Did you know whose it was and did you return it?
Yeah, so we discussed it amongst us and we roughly traced our steps back and just laid it sheepishly on the front lawn and ran away.
Because that's the thing. Normally, if you've got like gnomes out, gnomes, they make them do funny things or their days are numbered. But like you'd think letterbox is like, that's pretty sturdy. That's in there,
Well, look, this is the forbidden folder tonight. We want to know 13-24-10. What happened after a few too many?
Carmel and Melbourne, what happened?
Well, I was on a Kentucky tour and I was wearing dentures and I was at Oktoberfest, threw up, threw me dentures, flushed the toilet down.
Oh, no, good. Carmel, how old were you when you were on the...
27.
Yeah, right.
Wow.
Yeah, because you do hear dentures and you think,
An older person. I mean, that sucks that you had to have dentures early doors,
Oh, crazy. It was so embarrassing. I had to wait for the next Kentucky to come and poor mum had to send my spare pair with DHL.
Hang on, so Carmel...
Send me teeth, Mum. I'm having a big one on Oktoberfest.
So you didn't have your teeth. So how long were you just gums for?
Oh, about a week until they came.
Oh, no.
I mean, apart from the people that you're on Kentucky with, like if you're in a foreign country otherwise, it's like not as embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's like, whatever. They don't know me.
Yeah.
Tori in Brizzy, what happened after a few too many?
My husband's friend used to get drunk really often, and he would actually sneak items from nightclubs and restaurants into my handbag. And I would wake up the next morning and go to my handbag, and I'd have a teaspoon, a shot glass, maybe even an ashtray in there.
Yeah, the Belle does that when she drinks as well, actually. I've been with her a few times when she's, dropped a glass, been a bit, light fingers with the cutlery.
If it's got a nice design on the glass.
Do you remember that time we did a radio bit when you...
Yeah.
And I made you call... I called the pub on the radio and made you
The
apologise.
thing is, I've seen memes online about people doing that. I'm not alone. And I don't do it anymore. I don't do it.
Like
May I say, I have a real job now and I don't do it anymore. But yeah, back in the day, if it had a cute little icon on it, maybe I'd go.
I'm going to start checking your bags when we leave work dinners and that sort of thing.
Lauren in Brizzy, what happened after a few too many?
So I was at a girlfriend's hens and I thought it'd be a good idea to do the worm on a red carpet into a nightclub. But I didn't quite make it and skin carpet burned from chin all the way up to my nose.
Oh, brutal. Would have looked cool, though.
No, the thing is about the worm, though, is I feel like, A, it never goes right. B, when it does go right, it doesn't look that good.
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you backflip, it's like, whoa!
Yeah.
She just did a backflip. But if you did the worm, it's like a bit like, ooh, a bit corny. Yeah,
Can't do a flip, can you?
Yeah.
Usually you're in the line being like, act sober, act sober, act sober. And here you are going, I'll just worm in. As if the guy's going to be like, get in there.
W's in the chat for this pod.
Ben and Belle, do you remember recently I was telling you the story about how my wife bought a giant Christmas tree that weighs over 40 kilos?
In May.
In May, and we're about to move interstate.
Yep.
And we're doing open inspections because we're like selling the place, and I now have to take the Christmas tree and put it in the car, and then I put it in the front room, and then I put it in the car, and I do this 3 times a week. Well, we've also been like clearing out the house a little bit at the moment and just thinning things out. I also told you there was a story about how we had some hard rubbish, put it out. Someone took the blower vac, which didn't work. Then they got home, they realised that it didn't work. Then the hard rubbish was taken, they put it back. Very annoying.
Can't do that.
So we had to book the second. You only get 2. We had to book the second one.
Just for the blower vac?
Well, this is the thing. I was like, obviously there's more things. We can do another big clean. The other one was like more external, like things in the shed, basically. And just was like, oh, blow up pool light, never going to use that again sort of thing. You're probably going to give it to Belle.
What the hell? Was there something wrong with it? Do not tell me it was fine.
Didn't need it.
Belle, it was a $40 blow-up pool, I'm sure.
I don't care.
Whatever.
It's plastic that you're putting in landfill.
Yeah, get a real pool next time, whatever.
Oh, how about that?
No. So there was the blower vacs. We're like, oh, sweet. Like, we need to do another hard rubbish. So this is over the weekend, and I'm like, great, okay, I'll go in the cupboard. Because keeping in mind we already had a Christmas tree, and she bought a better one. So I was like walking out the house with the second Christmas tree, the one that we already had. She's like, what are you doing? And I was like, well, we got the new Christmas tree, so I'm putting another, like I'm throwing out the old Christmas tree.
Yeah.
She's like, no. She's like, well, can I keep that one? And I was like, why do we need 2 Christmas trees? And she's like, well, if you have like different rooms, like one could be like or if it's like 2 stories, you know, you could have one in the top room and then like one in the, I'm like, are you for real?
Yeah, you could have like a winter wonderland room where one's like snow covered, the other one is an Australian Christmas.
One we buy some more, one for the bathroom, one for the kitchen.
And that's it.
Liked that podcast? There's heaps more to listen to if you just scroll back or download the Nova Player app.
Ben, Liam, and Belle.